Excuse me, sir. You have a moment to talk about paradise? Sure, what do you mean? Well, what if you had to create more than just a base from scratch? What if you could have any biome you needed right in front of you with the click of a button? What if your sole purpose was to craft paradise? Well, I think that sounds great. How can I do that? Welcome everybody to my first YouTube Let's Play series. This is about the mod pack Crafting Paradise. It's made by, I'm gonna try to pronounce this, Lumacon? Lumacon. Lumason? And it's her or his entry to the Jam Pack competition. And it's a skyblock. You can see there's nothing below us. It's a skyblock with an incredibly awesome twist. I was blown away when I first saw this, and I've played for a few days now and thought it's the perfect time to do my own first Let's Play series. So here we go. First, this part right here, you see these pillars there in the corner. Those pillars and the ME cable obviously is all from Applied Energistics, and you got an ME controller and a Spatial IO port. They all come automatically with the map. So everything you see here is when you create your own game. And I checked, you always get the same seed. So I think it should be the same for everybody when you start out. Now, how this works is this island right here never changes. Besides what you build and add, and this is where you put your base, and that never changes. But everything behind here, when you check, just down here, this up to this blocks here, it always stays the same. And these pillars here, if you draw a line in between them, they go right in front of that. And how this works is, obviously it's empty right now. And you start out with one disc right here. It's a common forest. And when you push this button here, it generates this biome. Or I should say this spatial chunks, these spatial chunks here. And this just happened to be now you see on the top left, forest biome. And when you take the drive and put it back here again and push the button, it puts everything back into the spatial drive. And I mean everything. Animals, mobs, torches. If you put blocks down, if you dig up, it gets saved exactly the way it is there. The only thing I want to mention is there's a few blocks, I guess, that are causing problems, mostly micro blocks. And one that I noticed pretty early on when I played the first time is the Tinker's Construct crafting station. I think it's because it can store items in it or something, but well, for whatever reason, I placed one I was in the plains biome, and I started digging, and I placed the crafting table because I needed to make some tools, and then I noticed it was just hovering over there, and every time I loaded a different biome, it stayed there. It was weird. Even though I thought that, you know, it's gonna be overwritten or something eventually by a cobblestone block or something, but it didn't. So now let's get started, and we go from there. You have hardcore questing mod, which is really important here. I'm not gonna read all this text. I'm gonna leave this to you guys. You start with 5 lives. And you get more. It's the typical, just like a lot of you guys are probably used to if you played Agrarian Skies. It's very similar. There's different mod packs in here and different quests, and the rewards are much more important. And we start with the first few of them. They're just typical, you know, this is how you use the book, and we need some oak planks for that. So I'm just gonna do this first of all. And just so you guys know, I'm not gonna bore you guys with all the typical stuff, mining, building, and so on, because I personally don't like that much. There's certain YouTubers that are very fun to watch when they're doing it, but they're mostly in groups. You know, they're BSing and having fun, and it's fun to watch them. But you know, if somebody is by themselves, I don't enjoy it very much. Just, you know, see them punching rocks and punching wood. You guys hear my cat in the background? Sorry about that. I got sidetracked. So there's the first 4 quests. The first one is simply, you know, just, hey, click here. Just the first one. This is automatically completed when you make a wood plank, and these are the rewards, which I already picked up. Sorry about that. And then the next one is a consume, so you have to manually submit. It's just teaching you how to use this book in case you've never played with this mod before. And then you got to have this wood plank in inventory, manual submit, and then you get those rewards. And the next one here is detect. You just have to have it in the inventory. I'm not sure what the difference is between that and the first one. Also mark that. And then you go to the big one here, which is the QDS, the quest delivery system. A little confusing to some people, but it's just a way of for you to submit items that you can't just hold in your inventory. For example, liquids. You can't just hold a liquid in your hand. You could in bottle form or bucket or something, I guess. But, you know, when something says you need 1,000 buckets of something, well, you can't hold them all at once. So they gave you this quest delivery system, and it teaches you here. In the beginning, there's nothing on here. So right now, if you put a hopper on here and you put something in it, it's a cheap void chest. That's what you can use, a trash can or anything. But if you go into your quest book and then you select the task, and then you right-click this, you see this mushroom guy. Now it's tracking a quest. And now if you put the wood plank into the hopper, it gets submitted. And now because the mushroom guy is done, it tells you this quest is done. Sorry about that, I got sidetracked. My cat really wanted some attention just now when I started recording my first ever video. We're talking about the QDS. So you selected a task, you submitted the plank, and then now it shows it's completed, and now you can claim your reward. And those are the first few quests, and there's nothing else for right now that we can do. I need to go mining for some cobblestone, and these other ones are not unlocked yet. Those are the very first. Well, I guess over here there's more, but these are all, you know, much higher quests that are almost, I would say, similar to bragging rights from Agrarian Skies. They're not as hard, but you know, from every different mod pack. Like this is industrial craft, modular power suits, applied energistics. I think Deep Dark is from extra utilities. Yes, Thaumcraft, blood magic, and this is, I think, from Mine Factory Reloaded, the fishing stuff. But before I go start digging and stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and punch some wood, make a chest to dump all this stuff. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and take a look what we got here from the bag. Here's your second biome, Wasteland. I did not pay attention from the first time playing to now if they're always the same from the rewards, so you get the same bag. I don't think so, because that shows a 1.8% chance to get this reward. But you get a lot of these discs. And I recommend storing them in a very safe place. And I'll show you guys later on when I start building my base of what I mean. Because mob griefing is enabled, and I'm not going to turn it off because it's part of this mod pack. I'm not going to change anything on the configs, nothing. And there's a couple of twists that I'm going to explain over the next, I don't know, few episodes or something, whenever I think of it, that I learned the hard way the first time playing, and hopefully I can save you guys some headaches. And I'm gonna go ahead, and if you have half hearts, you just put 2 of them, you get another one. You have quarters, so this is also part of this book teaching you how to use that, and now we're up to 8 lives. Once you run out of lives, that's it. I wouldn't really consider it hardcore, because hardcore to me is you have 1 life, you die, it's over. Like, what is that map that just recently came out? Crash Landing, also on the FTB launcher. You have 1 life. When you die, it's over. There's no way of getting more lives and so on. That's hardcore. It's harder, but if you run out of lives, you gotta jump off this island many times. I died 1 time in a few days of playing in the last island I played, and difficulty is normal. That's what it comes with. I'm gonna leave it there. It shouldn't be a problem if you're careful. And I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, punch some wood, make basic tools. I'm gonna make some crooks. You want to make sure that you use crooks early on so you get more saplings, so you can have 5-6 trees. And you also want to try to get silkworms. And once I get a silkworm, I'll show you guys what they do and how they work. Alright, I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, I punched a little more wood, but I thought that there's a couple more things that I wanted to mention before going down into the forest biome and digging up some ores in the beginning. There's a couple of ways, I guess, you can play this. You can play this as a similar to Agrarian Skies, where you can just, make a lot of automation with ex nihilo, where you get all the ores and everything by sifting gravel, sand, dust, and so on. There are certain things that I'm definitely going to do that way. For example, soul sand to get nether quartz and so on, because it's just easier. And nether quartz makes really nice blocks to build, and I don't really feel like, going out to the nether for hours to get enough nether quartz to do that, and ex nihilo lets me do this that way. Now, you guys tell me if you want to see all the things that I craft. There's a lot of things that I figure you guys know how to craft, like a crook or a pickaxe and crafting stations, smeltery, and so on. What I thought about doing is, whenever there's something to make, machine-wise, multi-block structures, and so on, I'm gonna prepare everything and then just craft it while recording. And then we place the machines together, hook them up, and so on, so you guys can see what my idea is and my thought process and all that. So you guys can tell me what I can do better, what you think isn't good, and so on. I'm not too keen on making everything the most efficient possible, because I used to do that for a long time. Have huge automated structures in all these things, while you don't have anything else to do. You just wait on stuff to process. With this mod pack, you have all these biomes, and there's an ender quarry in the mod pack, and so on. So you can set up quarry if you want in all these different biomes. You're gonna get so many that you're never gonna run out of ore. Or you can use ex nihilo. Or you can go to the nether itself, which should be endless, and get a lot of ores there, even though there's no nether ores. So it's basically the basic nether. There is a few things. I don't think it's Natura. What is it called? Let's see if there's Natura in here. No, it isn't. It's Botania, maybe, that puts some extra trees and stuff into the nether. So there's more stuff there, but not the ores, like copper, iron, and so on. It's just the typical stuff: ardite, cobalt from Tinker's Construct, and otherwise nether quartz, soul sand, and so on. That's it. Okay, so you guys let me know if you want to see, everything more detailed, or if I'm jumping over a recipe and so on. Now, my goal for this video is to just get the basics set up. I want to go mining in the in that forest biome, because there is a nice little thing I found. I was digging around there a lot because in Agrarian Skies, for example, there's this hidden dirt chest. Well, it was known pretty early and everybody got that free dirt right away. Here, there's a lot of things that are not known yet, so I found this. I don't want to spoil it just yet. I'm going to show it to you guys when I get there. But there's this cool place I found in that forest biome that was huge, that find. And because it's the same seed and all these biomes are on spatial storages, they should be the same every time you play. And if you guys found out any hidden things in any other biomes, I'd appreciate if you guys share them in the comments, because there's so many biomes that I'm not gonna dig up every single biome just looking everywhere to find things. I mean, there's other things to do. But this one was a lucky find I come across. It's part of a underground ravine, cave, whatever you. It's not a cave. It's an underground ravine. You guys know what I'm talking about when I get there. And I'm not gonna record while I'm, digging stairways and tunnels and picking up coal and all that stuff. Because you guys have done it a million times, seen it a million times. I might do some time lapses or something in between just so you guys see maybe in what direction I go and stuff like that. Because you see there's no minimap. The only way you know if I ever show is where I'm at is by pressing F3, so you see the coordinates. But I don't want to make it too easy. So when I say, hey, here, look, I found this, it's there, you guys have to look for it. And I appreciate the same thing. So if somebody finds something, let's say in a jungle biome, they're like, hey, there's this and that hidden. Well, great. I want to look for it myself. I don't want to have coordinates or something, but it's helpful if you know there is something to look for. I think that makes it a lot of fun. So, I still have not gotten a silkworm. That's unbelievable. Anyway, once I get a silkworm, I'm going to use one of these trees to make some string and then make a bed, because you can sleep in this mod pack, so that's really nice. Like, I always want to make sure that I go down into the biome in the morning, so I have as much time as possible. Because even though underground, you'll see this soon, that there's always light, and the mod pack maker commented on that on the forums, that somebody asked, why is it always bright underground? I guess it's the spatial system here that does not update light levels when it places something. So you don't need to place torches to see, which is kind of handy. Oh, that's a big one. But mobs still spawn. When you press F7 and look around for the light level, like here, I'm here right now, so there's no mobs spawning. If I leave here and go far enough away, at least 25 blocks, I'm gonna have mobs pop up here at night. Oop, there we go. There's a silkworm. So now I'm gonna wait for the next tree to grow here. I'm gonna place the silkworm on here. It's gonna spread, if you guys didn't know that. I'll show you right here. You just right click somewhere and you see the colors changed. And now after a while, this whole tree is gonna turn white. And then I don't know if you need to use a crook, but I always use one. You can get a lot of string from one tree. Half a stack of string is easy. Especially if you get a big one like this. This one is a really small one, but I only need enough to make 3 wool for now. And maybe a bow. So once I killed a few skeletons, I get some arrows. And another thing is, you can also cook these silkworms. I had to do this quite a lot because you don't spend as much time punching trees and getting apples, because you spend, a little while on the ground getting the basic materials going. And I ran out of food. There's a hunger overhaul mod in this pack, but it's not coupled with Pam's Harvest Craft, which I'm not sure why, because I like Pam's Harvest Craft. It's a lot of fun, this mod. But anyway, food gives you, like steak gives you the 4 chicken legs down here, or pork chops, or whatever that is. And but food takes forever to grow, especially if you have it in the wrong biome. And explain more about that when I actually build the farm. So I'm sorry guys, this is my first video ever recording. I know I'm rambling a lot. I'm gonna work on being better with that in the next videos and so on. I'm just, absolutely not used to doing this, talking and playing. Well, talking, yes, on TeamSpeak or Skype or something with buddies, but not explaining what I'm doing and so on. And I don't want to just be quiet the whole time because that's kind of boring, especially if there's no music playing and stuff. And the time lapses, when I add those, no promise that this is going to happen soon and stuff. But I have some really cool ideas when I build stuff instead of just cutting out and like, hey, here, this is what I built. No, just time lapse it, and so people can kind of get the idea on what it took and how many times you tear something down again and so on. Anyway, so for now I'm gonna keep punching wood. I'm gonna wait for the morning, and then I'm gonna go down into the forest biome. Is it loaded? No. So now you see how it's unloaded. It's not there. That means no mobs are gonna spawn, obviously. Now when it's morning and I place it down, there's not gonna be any zombies in the shadows or creepers in the water and stuff like that. So I can go down there. It's nice and safe, and we can start digging and get to that first little surprise that I found down there, which is a huge help in the beginning of this game. It's awesome. Alright, I'm gonna punch more wood and see you guys in the morning. So now let's load up this forest biome, and I wanted to show you guys something before I forget mentioning it. You guys see when I press F3 on the top left that we're in the forest. When you put up the chunk boundaries with F9, this is a magical line right here that is coming in handy very much. Everything up to this line is always the biome that you load over here. When you step over it, all these chunks beyond this, so south of this line is always plains. It doesn't change. And that's really handy when you get to growing your crops. Because a lot of these crops, I can't show you yet because I don't have any. Got to make a pickaxe. A lot of these crops grow better depending on what biome they're in. And for example, I have a lot of problems the first time playing with sugarcane. You need a lot of sugarcane. There's this special item you need for the quests where you, I'm gonna call it map a biome. You just need to activate it and bind it to a biome. For example, this forest here. Just so you guys have an idea where I'm starting. There's a reason why I'm starting to dig down here. And anyway, so you need a lot of sugarcane. And I had a big farm of sugarcane going. And I had that in the plains biome. I didn't think of these to check in the beginning what if there's any different biomes. So it was always in the plains, even though sugarcane grows better in swampland and jungle. So I loaded a jungle biome and it didn't grow fast. I'm like, oh my god, how long is this sugarcane gonna take? You need a lot. I'm not exaggerating. You need hundreds of sugarcane constantly. I never got to more than, I think I had 4 bookcases for my enchanting table because I could never spare any paper. Because you need that for this quest item constantly. And so plan it, and I'll show you guys how I'm gonna set up my farms when I get there. So certain things are always gonna be in the plains, like carrots and potatoes and wheat, because they like the plains biome better, or I think they grow better in plains or forest. But if you pull up a desert or something because you want some cacti or you just want to look around there or something, then it's going to take forever to grow. So that's just something to keep in mind. And another really important part is when you try to sleep in a bed in a hellish biome, so nether, or there's another one that I don't recall what it was called. Phantasmal something. When I get the spatial, I'll show you guys. And then there's a fourth one even. There's 4 different spatial drives I had that were a nether biome, nether type biome. And when you try to sleep in a bed while in one of these biomes, the bed explodes and the blocks around it. That was a very pleasant surprise. All of a sudden, I was lucky because I had a basement when I tried it, when I slept that time, and so I just fell down in the basement. But I think I lost, don't remember what I lost. It wasn't important. Small chest or something with something in it. So after that, I made sure to move my bed over behind that magic boundary there into the plains biome. So I recommend you doing the same. And also, like when you have grass or something, it always changes color depending on, you know, when you load the swampland, it's brownish, and there's some other biomes that change the grass colors and leaf colors on trees and so on. So just so you don't get surprised, like, hey, why did my trees all turn brown? What's going on here? It's simply, what biome are you in? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and time-lapse this now. First one, I hope this works out good. If not, then I'm just gonna cut this until I get to where I want to. And I'm gonna keep digging down and picking up all the coal and, you know, other metals that I can pick up. And when I get down to this magical place, I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna go ahead and be back with you guys. Cheers. Alright, we're on the bottom of the ravine. And I recommend that, like I said earlier, even though it's bright down here. Yeah, back. Mobs still spawn if you press F7. It's not the red X's, which I'm not sure why. They should be red because down here is absolutely no light in a real world scenario. I'm gonna leave all this ore. I'm gonna pick this up later when I showed you guys. So I came down here and it is, I think, just up. Okay. Hope you guys are ready. This was an awesome find. I was really happy when I found this. Ta-da! So here's for the torches. Making sure it's a nice skeleton spawn. I'm gonna pick that up. Not today. I gotta make a base first, but I'm gonna move this over into a nice little kill tower to have unlimited supply of bones and arrows, and also some armor and bows and stuff, of course. But the best find is what's in these chests. That was absolutely, I was so happy when I found that. But first, I'm gonna have a steak. And as gonna see, it's gonna fill 4. Ta-da! 2 safari nets, a bucket, 4 ender lilies, division signal. That is awesome, this find. Even gonna take these chests. And the other one has 4 more ender lilies. And so I think they're the same if you create your own map, because last time it was exactly the same find that I had in here. Also really nice to have this bucket in the beginning. And another cool thing is, but I'm not going to worry about this right now, is mossy cobblestone here. So when you make your first Tinker Construct tools, you can put some moss ball on there so you can get auto repair. You see it's getting a little darker down here. That's your indicator that it's getting late. And when you look at the clock, the moon just came up. So it is time that I'm hauling back home. Because, like I said, mobs can down spawn here. I don't even have a sword. I have no armor, nothing. I really don't want to die and lose all the stuff. I'm going to haul back. I'm going to show you guys the run. So approximately figure out where this dungeon is. And between episodes, I'm going to come down here and clean out all the exposed ore and so on. I'm already get. No, no. Get the hell away from me, mommy. Whew. That was scary. All right. Another thing is, this down here, you see how it is just brick. I had a creeper blow up down here and blow up a few blocks. And like I explained earlier, that some biomes are higher and so on. So this whole front side here that is never changing, I'm fortifying with compressed cobble and some other stuff. And that worked really nice. You see this oak tree is completely done now. So now if you use, I'm going to show you guys this real quick. Before I empty my stuff, go to town here and you see you get string from them. So that's your way to getting early on wool and string for maybe a bow or whatever you want to do with it. And before I call it an episode and go back down to mining and stuff, I don't want to bother you guys with all this boring stuff. We're going to turn in this one quest that required cobblestone right here. Just takes one. And we get 6 paper, bag, and the plains biome. The plains biome is the one that last time I went digging, a lot of caves and stuff in it. But I'm going to clear out the ravine first. And now to show you guys what this is for. This is this quest right here. You make these research notes. And I'm going to make that real quick so you guys can see how this works. And it just 6 papers and you get it. And now, for example, when you go to this defining paradise here, you see the first one is define forest. And you need to turn in forest research. And how that works is you make this research notes. And now we're standing in a forest biome. You hold down right click and then let go. And now you see on the bottom, begin your study for the forest biome. Research 0 out of 200,000. Now this sounds like a lot, but it really goes quite fast. You know, just standing here and I click again, I already have 621. So there's nothing else. So when I go down there in the ravine and clear that out and maybe get a rubber tree or 2 from down here so I can start planting them up here, all of a sudden it's completed. It really does not take that long. I don't want to put it in time. Maybe hour gameplay or something like that. I mean, it just keeps going up. And once it's done, it changes color and that's it. And that's what you need all this paper for. It's crazy. Because when you look in the book, there's so many of them that you need to do. And each one of them takes 6 papers, which is 6 sugarcane. And I had 3 rows of sugarcane going, and man, they did not grow. Okay, guys. This is it for now. My very first episode. I hope it was okay for you guys. Please let me know if the sound was bad, the picture quality. I know I'm rambling a lot, and I'm going to work on, you know, getting my thoughts back together better, or maybe even writing down some notes beforehand so I know what I want to do. But this first day, there's just not much to do, and there was a lot to talk about, I thought. So, let me know what you guys think, and if you like it, recommend it to friends and other Minecrafters so I can get more feedback, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers!